Psychologists say that fictional stories can teach us more than any self help book, and Brandon Sanderson proves every one of them right with his series on Mistborn. After watching this video, you know exactly why Mistborn will boost your confidence, increase your leadership skills, while also deepening your sense of purpose. Brandon Sanderson is a master in character development, and in his series Mistborn, I want to highlight 3 key characters that go through the biggest transformation so we can learn their lessons. We will specifically cover how Kelsier is becoming a better leader, how Vin learns to trust herself and others around her, and how Sazed deals with his crisis in purpose. There's at least one person that you can relate to, and by going through this story, we will learn the lessons that they are also learning, so we don't have to make the same mistakes that they are doing. Before we go into each of these character arcs, I want to set the scene. We are on Scadrial, which is a planet covered in ash. There are many volcanoes that just suffocate all of the plant life. So there need to be field workers called Scar that remove the ash from the plant so they can actually grow. On the one hand, we have the Scar, which are treated worse than slaves, even though they make sure that the whole population doesn't starve. And on the other hand, we have the nobility that just throws balls after balls in order to impress the Lord Ruler. This is the world that Kelsier wants to change. He wants to overthrow the Lord Ruler, free the Scar, and get filthy rich. Because in the end, he's a thief, and he does have a crew, but everyone tells him, including his own crew, that it's impossible because the Lord Ruler is an immortal being and he's been ruling for thousands of years. He has to convince everyone that this is even possible, but since he was able to escape from an inescapable prison and get some magic powers along the way, people see there is a chance to at least get rich in the process. Because everyone in his crew can get behind scamming the nobility because they think they are all together evil. This is where Vin comes in. She grows up in one of these lesser thief guilds after her mother murders her sister, and then her brother takes her away from that and puts her in the thieves guild, but still beating her regularly until he abandons her. So she just generally has a terrible childhood and a lot of issues with trusting other people because she always thinks that someone is trying to take advantage of her. So when Kelsier is reaching out to her because he notices that she also has these magical powers and wants to take her on as apprentice, she is super reluctant because she thinks that everyone will abandon her. So she has to learn how to trust others and become more confident in the process because her job in this new crew of Kelsier is to pretend that she is part of the nobility to gain information from them. And this is where Sazed comes into the story. Sazed is my favorite character of the story because he's a synthesizer. He is part of an organization that maintains the knowledge of the people that the Lord Ruler is actively trying to destroy. And Sazed is the one who stores all of the knowledge about the different religions. So he understands everything at the big picture, but he goes really deep into religions and trying to keep them alive, trying to tell other people about religions if he thinks they have something valuable to teach in that moment. So he is the ultimate guide to both Vin as well as Kelsier, as well as other members of the crew. But his struggle is that he doesn't really believe in any of the religions himself. Despite having access to all religions that have existed, he doesn't really believe in any of them. And he is struggling to find his own purpose and find meaning in this chaos and destruction. So if you struggle with any of these attributes, from leadership to confidence to purpose, then I highly recommend going through the Mistborn series and learning with the characters. Not only will you have a blast going through this journey, but you will also learn so much from the characters and learn from their mistakes. I also recommend going through the audiobook because this way you can make every chore more fun because you're just listening to a story. Whether you're commuting, whether you're loading the dishwasher or you're cooking, it's the perfect activity. And then when it does come to the finale, I like to just close my eyes, imagine myself in the story, and just be completely immersed in it. And that is how I personally remember to enjoy the journey while playing this game.